Hey there, welcome to the channel. My name is Becky and this is Bria Makes Art, and today we are going to do a full flip through of my 7th sketchbook. It's been a little while since I finished that, but I thought it was about time to do a full walkthrough. This is going to be a lot less chatty than like the half sketchbook tours, but this way you can see the whole thing all together all at once. And I will make sure to link the first half and the second half up above so that you can see those as well. So this is the sketchbook in question. It is an ELO sketchbook. That's the kind of sketchbook I tend to like to use. This is an 8x8 sketchbook, and I think it's around 120 pages if I remember right, maybe 112. As you can see, I decorated the front with this gold foil, and overall I'm reasonably happy with how it turned out. If I were to do this again, I would do some things differently, but overall I think it turned out pretty good. Nothing terribly interesting here. This is just my first page. I went very simple with it. And then this is just kind of my brainstorming of what I wanted the cover to look like, as well as the first page. Here I just decided to write down some different art exercises as I heard them or thought of them. More just kind of brainstorming, just trying to remember different things that I know to make sure that I actually know them. I love this page, the flour sack exercise. These guys are so adorable. I might want to do this again at some point. It was a lot of fun to do. Just random kind of flowery designs. I really like these types of designs, so I was playing with those. Looks like I had some different ideas for art challenges for myself. I haven't actually done any of those. More flour sacks. These are random little cute things that I saw on Pinterest that I just decided to copy. So none of those are my original ideas, but I thought they were cute and I wanted them in my sketchbook. Random funky tree that I saw on Pinterest. I was working on some of my anatomy. It's just some other random stuff. This I saw on online by Chrisabug, and it was her Queen of Swords. I really liked the layout and everything, so I was redrawing that in my sketchbook because I liked it. I didn't finish it. Playing with shapes, just trying to manipulate shapes in my mind so that I can draw better from imagination. And this was not from imagination. I did look at a reference for this guy. This is when I got the Artex acrylic markers, playing with those. This is still kind of fun. I like this, just whimsical, more bubblegum style clouds. More playing with anatomy, just drawing random things that I found different places. This is not mine, but I think it's super cute. This was by Hyang Tattoo. It's super cute, and I just kind of recreated it here because I really liked it, and I just took some of the designs from there and put them different places on this page. Just random blobs and then try and make them into something. I think this is one of my more successful attempts at that. I do like to do that sometimes just to kind of make me think more creatively. This page over here, I was going to draw a lot of lips, and then I just kind of got bored with it and just started drawing other things. And then there's like a little bit of a stream of consciousness thing happening here. I was trying to figure out how you would attach a blade to a pole, and when I drew this, it kind of made me think of an empanada, so I drew an empanada. Anyway, nothing terribly exciting. More of thinking about how spearhead would attach to the spear itself. I was planning on painting, and my first thought was to do a dragonfly. I ended up not doing that, so there's just random drawing of dragonfly here. Went to the art fair and saw some really cool art at the art fair where they had kind of like layered art, and I really like that. So I was trying to think of how I might actually do something like that if I were to do it for myself. Kind of looking at different Valkyrie style things because I was thinking about getting a Valkyrie tattoo because I'm going to be getting my 4th degree in martial arts sometime in the not too distant future, and I wanted to get some kind of tattoo to commemorate that, and I was trying to think of what I might want, and a Valkyrie tattoo was one of the ideas, so I went and found a bunch of different designs and drew those in here. More just random stuff. This was, I was not even at home. I had taken some markers with me to try and just play in my sketchbook, and this really didn't work out well because I didn't have the right colors and I didn't really know what I was doing here. This shark looks a little bit better on camera than it does in person. Again, I didn't have the right colors. This color on the bottom was way too dark. Cute little things that I found online and just recreated here because I liked the shape language of them. This was by Doctor Art, D-O-K-T-O-R Art. So again, not my design. Random things in my house and a random plant that I just kind of made up. More playing with some of the Artex markers here, and then I believe this was actually with my Ohuhu markers. This fire is much more successful than the previous one. More random stuff, just scrolling through Pinterest, finding things to draw. I like this spread. It's a lot of dragon stuff. I knew that dragon heads and horse heads are very similar, so I started off with a horse head and then moved over to a dragon head. This is actually based on a dragon that I did see illustrated on Pinterest, but I did change some things, so to a certain extent it is my own design, but it is not 100% completely my design. All of these things were definitely things that I saw on Pinterest of kind of other people's drawings of dragon parts, but I really liked all of them, so I decided to redraw them in here just to kind of give myself ideas of like what different types of dragons might look like, what their claws might look like, what their horns might look like, etc. And then we've got some more dragon studies, just dragon wings here, nothing terribly exciting. I tried this automatic drawing thing. I don't think I was doing it right. I didn't have a great explanation of it, and I really didn't like how this turned out, but it was just an experiment, and I was trying to get over here. Again, I didn't like it. This was me working on some different value studies from photographs that I have taken over the years. I really like this one. This one is my favorite out of all of them. And I was working on just drawing portraits, and I love this tree. I drew this tree from imagination, and I didn't want to ruin it by putting anything else on here, so he lives all by himself on here, and I love him. This was just more notes from a video that I saw on, again, how to improve your ability to draw things from your imagination. And so these are some different games to play, and I played one of those games over here. This is, again, another value study, and I was trying to use some grayscale markers that I have. They were water-based. They were, which ones were they? These guys. They were the Tombow water-based markers, and I tried to use those here, but as you can see, while they are grayscale, there are definitely some that have color to them. So this is more of a, reads very purple to me, and it didn't really work, and I hadn't really swatched out my colors before I started doing this, so this didn't turn out very well. Just kind of playing with different swords because, again, I like fantasy stuff, so just kind of playing with that sort of thing. More anatomy studies. I kind of like these hands. I think they turned out reasonable. I love this page. I was so happy that this page turned out. I started off with this, and I loved how it turned out, and then I think I drew this guy, and I love him so much. He's just absolutely everything. And then I had this last little piece to fill in, and I was so nervous about it, but I'm super happy with how this bird skull turned out. So overall, I love this page. These are mostly, this is a sculpture found on Pinterest. This was an image from Walid Feghal, F-E-G-H-A-L, sorry, Feghali. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. He had this image, and I redrew it. And then just a raven skull that I found a picture of on Pinterest, but love that page. I love the rounded off squares. It's everything about that page. I love the color. Just one of my favorite pages in this sketchbook. And my first inclination was to continue that feeling over here, but that was just too much pressure. So I decided not to do that and to just draw whatever I wanted over here. And as you can see, sometimes my art is pretty damn good. Sometimes my art kind of sucks, and I think that's true of every single artist out there. Some of your things are going to be just beautiful, and some of your things are going to suck, and that is okay. That's normal. I was trying really hard to draw this little creature that I saw at the Renaissance Festival by Raven Dark Creations. I loved him. He was ugly and cute all at the same time. And so I started off over here trying to remember what he looked like. I had no idea how to recreate what I saw, and I didn't actually remember him very well. I just remembered that I kind of liked him. And so this is more like what he looked like. It's not a very good representation of it, but I did absolutely love the little guy. I ended up not buying it. I may end up buying it next year. But after drawing him, I was like, oh, I love these little impy creatures, so let me go find other ones that might be fun to draw. So I did find a couple of others. None of these are my design. This is by Mike Reed from ArtStation, and this is by Chris Reiniak. Again, found these online, recreated them. Not my designs, but I think they're absolutely adorable. And then over here, this is one that I actually did create myself. I am not super proud of him, but you know, hey, I'm still working on drawing things from imagination, working on my dragons, working on just kind of understanding how to draw things from imagination more, so kind of figuring out what that 3D structure of different things are and turning the thing around in my head in order to see if I can draw the things from different angles than from the reference that I actually originally saw it at. These, again, are not my original artwork. These I saw somebody else had drawn. I think this one might be my original. I don't remember. This one was definitely by somebody else, and I was redrawing it, but I like her a lot. I love her ears. This was, I think, I don't remember if this was my design or not. This was definitely just an idea that I had for a painting that I have not yet done. I was trying to figure out like what the value study would look like for like kind of someone walking down a path at night or whatever, and I thought that would be fun, but I didn't really capture it very well here, and then I ended up not doing much with it at all after that. I was trying really hard to just draw random stuff. I love some of these flowers. I love the just kind of the line work in them. They end up being very delicate, and like this here, this area right here, I absolutely love how it is a little bit darker here, a little bit lighter here, and nice and dark there. I absolutely love that. I'm gonna have to kind of keep working on that sort of thing because I like that, and I think I want that to be part of my style. Just more random stuff that I wanted to draw, just random doodles over here, working on dragons over here. And these were some cute little vegetable guys that I saw something like this on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, this little guy is so cute, let me do some other things like it. And so I was making some of them up, and I was using some things that I saw on Pinterest as inspiration for some of the things here. So some of these are my original ideas, some of them are absolutely not at all. This guy is not at all. This guy is inspired by things that I saw on Pinterest, him as well. I think he was completely out of my mind. Out of my mind, yes, crazy. Now out of my imagination. Anyway, just random other things that I found, these cool crowns that I decided to draw, and then just some random lotus flowers, and then the little lotus pods there. And then we are about halfway point here. I found this really cool stone bridge picture. Again, I think this was on Pinterest somewhere, and I really liked it. Kind of got bored with it, even though I think it looks really good. I really like it. I just got bored with it and decided not to finish it. Random stuff from my imagination. More random stuff, some from imagination, some from images that I saw in other places, some from like right in front of me. I was on an airplane going somewhere. This was from a picture of a statue that I saw, I believe, while I was in Milan. And then we get into Inktober, and all of these are just kind of following the Inktober prompts. Some of them are very literal, some of them are a little bit more creative, some of them are more involved than others. I'm not going to spend a ton of time talking about these because there is another video where I talk about these in a lot more detail. I like this one better than this one. Love this guy. I think this is my favorite thing on this page. Overall, I like this spread. This one was fun. I love these trees here. The rest is a little bit less successful in my mind, but overall it was just kind of a fun experiment. Love this map. Love that compass rose. Little sea monster is cute too. Learning how to draw shadows and like how to figure out where shadows would fall, and I do have another video where I talk about that and kind of share my learnings with you. Overall, I really like how all of this worked out. I've been working a lot on kind of structure of things and figuring out how to know where to place things and everything, and I think both of these were really needing that to like kind of lean on those skills a lot, and I like these windows here. I think that they turned out pretty good here. More playing with just kind of a line drawing. Overall I like this. I think that if I kept practicing this sort of thing, I could do it. It's not necessarily my style, but it was just something fun to play with. Not super successful, but it is what it is. I think this turned out pretty good. I like that a lot. And then working on other prompt lists, because I found that prompt lists really help me in order to figure out what I want to draw without spending a ton of time on Pinterest scrolling through and doom scrolling and not drawing anything. Love this spread. Much of what is on this spread is from reference, but I do work from reference a lot because my ability to draw from my imagination is limited at the moment. I have been working on some things to make that better, but it is limited. This was definitely an image that I saw on Pinterest somewhere, just a random ring. I saw a crown like this, which I thought was kind of cool. Love, love, love this sword. I'm so happy that I decided to go in and fill in the dark areas because it really made a difference in the terms of how this looked. Totally from, well, not totally from imagination, somewhat from imagination. I was looking at other giant pictures and was taking different ideas from different ones and kind of mashing them together to make my own giant. Overall, I think it's somewhat successful. I don't like his face. He just looks very kind of baby-faced to me, but it's not too bad. And then this loot is more successful now that I look at it than I thought it was when I originally drew it. This is again from that video where I was learning how to figure out where shadow shapes would land. And then there's a lot, you're going to see a lot of Zentangle stuff in here because I was working on an experiment on myself to do Zentangles for 30 days to see if it improved my line control. And there is a video about it that I will try to remember to link up above somewhere. And this was my original line control test. And then you're going to see a whole bunch of Zentangles, a lot of them kind of more like this size. And then I decide that I don't want to fill up my sketchbook with a whole bunch of Zentangles like this. So I have one page that's got like a whole bunch of them all mashed into one big box. And that was much better for me. I like that a lot better. As you can see, lots of random Zentangles, and then you'll see some more random drawings scattered here and there throughout the Zentangles, kind of working on that list here, this prompt list. This was me working out some ideas for a painting that I did for a burning dandelion. Excuse me, there is a video about it and I will try to either link it up above or down below. It ended up somewhat successful, not as successful as I'd hoped, but it was definitely a learning experience. It was fun to do. More Zentangles, more things from the prompt list. Just trying different things. I love the snake. I just love the shadow shapes and lines and stuff. I love that it's not super rounded, that is kind of squared off. Just that kind of style is really speaking to me, and I think that I want to incorporate this sort of thing in my artwork a little bit more. More working on that dandelion piece, more Zentangles, more random things from the prompt list. I love this little skull. I think he turned out really great. I found I think there was a picture of a skull like this that I was recreating, and I loved him. Zentangles. This spread, I like this spread. I wish maybe I had put a little bit more red on here, but this, I was trying really hard to do something completely from my imagination, coming up with a complete scene from my imagination, and I had not thought it out very much at all and hadn't planned it out, and I was just like, I'm just going to start drawing, and I started drawing, and it just wasn't going to work out because I hadn't actually planned anything out, and I started to draw something kind of going this way and then something kind of going that way, and I'm like, wait, where does the path go? And I just got confused and I just gave up, and so I moved on, and that's okay. That's what sketchbooks are for. They're for you to explore and just try things out, and if you're not having fun, don't do it. Here is that Zentangle page that I was talking about earlier. Here is all of the rest of the Zentangles for the 30 days that I did them. And then here is my final line control test. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that because I do have other videos where I talk about it. At some point I grabbed my Artex acrylic markers and decided to play with those because I hadn't really done a whole lot with them and I wanted more color and I wanted to play with those markers. So here I just decided to try and paint a bush. And I think he turned out pretty good. Over here I found that my colors are pretty limited and I had to layer colors over top of one another in order to get colors closer to what I wanted. And then we are getting into more of me playing with those markers and recreating other artworks that I saw online because I wasn't sure what I wanted to draw and I couldn't come up with anything off the top of my head. So I thought it would be fun to recreate something else, kind of as master study type of things. I really liked the this castle, and this was on Pinterest from Weird Valley Press. This was from the Darlington Arts Festival. And then this was from Ruth Wilshaw. I do know that. More playing with the markers. Surprise, surprise. They were a lot of fun to play with. I kind of like these bubblegum clouds. My husband actually really likes this bubblegum cloud drawing. Over here you can see that I actually put the black background down first and then put the other colors on top, and the colors do have a bit of difficulty popping on top of that black. Just playing like with just some cloud patterns. I think that looks kind of cool. Random little tree that I just came up with off the top of my head. This cute little axolotl, and then again still playing with those markers because they were a lot of fun to play with. I wanted to do kind of an illustrative style water, and so I was looking to see what blues I had in order to do a water like that, and it turns out that this combination I think worked the best, and then I used that to draw this little guy here, and I think he turned out pretty cute. I like the little sparkles on here. This was a design that I saw while I was in the airport for some festival. I don't remember what festival it was. I was just recreating the design because I thought it was just kind of a fun design. This was originally by Trophin's AI or AL. Again, I found this on Pinterest. Originally I was planning on coloring this in with the Artex markers, but I liked how the pencil drawing looked and I decided to just leave it just the way it was. I was working on just some random different designs with those markers. This one, I do believe I found a picture of a tree and was trying to do my own interpretation of it with some of the kind of squarer lines, kind of edgier lines that this guy has in his, and that I'd seen earlier that I really do like and I want to incorporate more. So I was kind of trying to do some of that here. This is not very, the lines aren't very edgy, but I do like that and I do want to incorporate that more. Working on what I might want my next sketchbook cover to look like. So there's a lot of different kind of ideas here. Another random little Christmas tree that I drew from imagination. Cute little shack. Random teapot, just because. More ideas for my next sketchbook, either the cover or the front page. And then I had this one last page to fill and I just wanted to fill it. So I was again scrolling through Pinterest as one does, and I saw this really cute idea for a bookmark for your books, where you take a long strip of paper and you draw a wing on one side and you draw a wing on the other side and cut it out, and then you paint it and then you fold it up, and so that the butterfly kind of like sticks out of the top, so you have the wings of the butterfly out of the top, and then that folded paper goes down in. And I just tried to recreate the butterfly wings that I saw on there, and I really liked that red and black, and I like how this guy turned out. He's kind of cool. Last couple pages here, we're almost done. I was just kind of brainstorming some different art goals that I might want for 2025. This was from testing out some oil pencils, what I created from that. I like it a lot better now that I look at it than I did when I first did it. The last couple of pages aren't artwork at all, just kind of me just trying different things. This is a really great prompt list that I saw by Kira in the forest. She did this field guide February. I saw it well after February, but I wrote it down in here because I thought it was such a cute idea. I ended up not following this prompt list, but I think next year I will keep my eyes out for her 2025 one. Hopefully she'll do it again. And then this was me thinking, oh gosh, I want to improve a lot of my skills. I wanted to work on value because I know that that is really important in a lot of art, and I don't think that I have a super firm grasp on it. So I was like, okay, well, what kinds of tasks would I need to do in order to improve my grasp on value? And that's what this is. And I ended up not doing hardly anything on this. I started off, I got discouraged, and I just kind of stopped. I may come back to this. This last page, as always in any of my sketchbooks, is always just kind of reserved for testing out some different things. Anyway, not a whole lot left here. There's really nothing in this pocket here. This was a sticky note that I had written down a bunch of exercises that I actually put in the front of the book, so I actually can just throw that away. And then the back of the sketchbook is simply decorated with a sticker, and then I colored these in again with those Artix acrylic markers. This is from Steve Jackson Games. If you know, you know. If you have stuck around with me this long, go ahead and leave a comment below. Leave something like snowflake or tree or something like that below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you again next week. Bye.